Hey everybody, it's time for another Right Now. We don't have anything to clink because Jen is new to the scene here and didn't bring a drink. That's okay. But I'm a little under the weather, so please forgive me on that. But Jen was willing to wait for me. Whenever Rachel and I are sick, it always takes us like way longer to get the kids ready. I don't know if you're like that, but anyway. So Jen here is one of our community coordinators, and she is basically managing Instagram every day.
Yes.
And when we thought about like, hey, what do you want to talk about when you come on? You're like, hey, let's talk about being a newbie to the fountain pen world, because that's pretty relatable for all of us, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has to start somewhere. And I started on in a very different way, where I started at a fountain pen company surrounded by pens and pen people. So
it's probably not most people's typical experience getting into the fountain pen world.
No, exactly. I can sit there, and if I see something on Instagram that I think is interesting, I can be like, Colin, hey, look at this pen. Lydia, what do you think about this? And then we can talk for like 5 minutes, but I don't think most people have that.
Probably not. Most people are like, hey, I'm the only person in my office, and I'm kind of like that pen weirdo.
Yeah.
But here, we're all that pen weirdo.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a magical place.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because you're engaging and creating kind of that conversation on Instagram, which is a community for everybody. And I think there's a lot of probably newer people on Instagram, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, Instagram's definitely like the original place that people find us. They'll see our pretty pictures that Sarah and Whitney do that are gorgeous, or the videos from Andy, and they like wonder, what are those things in that picture? And sometimes I have to like explain that we actually are a company and that we sell the products that are in our pictures. We're not just bloggers.
I know. As much as we try to self-promote, like it happens on YouTube too.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm Brian Goulet of gouletpens.com, and sometimes people are like, where can I buy these pens? I'm like, gouletpens.com. But anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's interesting though is right before we sat down here, you brought out some stuff. You actually did use fountain pens before you got here, and you forgot.
Yeah. So when I was like 13, I lived in Germany because my dad was in the army, and I went and bought this pen, and it's like for some reason I think I stopped cleaning it, and then it never worked. So I threw away the body, because that's what you would do.
Right.
But I kept this, like the cap, and then I have like a body butter container that's full of like old gummy cartridges, and I've held on to this for years.
Sorry, did you say it's a body butter container?
Yeah, it says body butter. It's like lotion, but like thicker, I guess, but it's beautiful.
Okay.
And I found this in my stationery box last night, and I was like, wow, like I did use fountain pens. I just had no idea.
At least attempted to use fountain pens.
Yeah,
we don't know what you were actually doing.
I didn't succeed. I mean, I have a lot of cartridges left, so I didn't write a lot with it. But I threw away part of it, so I guess I'm never gonna.
You're like, I want to have a memory of having used this pen, but not actually be able to use it anymore.
Exactly, and it's cool. I mean, there's like sparkles of like glitter in it. It's like it's interesting.
I guess if you were really determined, you could still stick a cartridge in the back of this thing, and you could technically write with it if you really wanted to.
That might have been my train of thought.
Pen that is?
I have no idea. It says Mondial EI. I don't know.
Whatever that
Maybe
means.
that's like a German school brand of pen or something like that. Probably not around anymore, if I just had to guess.
Yeah, well,
But I don't know. Maybe some of you have heard of this pen, and you're like, that's the best pen. It's like a secret gem in the pen world.
Or maybe I can get a new one and put a body on my top.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got like glitter in it and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's great for a 13-year-old.
It speaks to like absolutely speaks to a 13-year-old. Yeah. So let's talk about not the Gen of old, right?
Yeah,
like the
new gen.
older, wiser new Gen reborn.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have had a proper introduction to the fountain pen world, what do you think is some of the best stuff for like newbies getting into it? It seems very overwhelming. You see all these pictures. So what's kind of your recommendation to new people?
So, I mean, one of my first pens was a Pilot Kakuna, which I didn't bring, but I really suggest the Pilot Metropolitan. I actually gave this away as a bridesmaid's gift because I got married in October. So I gave one of these away to all my bridesmaids, and they're just really great. They come with a cartridge that you can pop in, and they feel fancy, which, not that it like, a Pilot Kakuna might not feel as fancy as like a Pilot Metropolitan, but like you can show this to a non-fountain pen person and they think you're like, you really know what's going on.
Yeah, and it can be kind of universally appealing too. Like there's different colors. It's a good size. So it's like I have for years been saying this is a great introduction to fountain pens, and I think that's great that you've confirmed that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, ink samples are the best. Like, I'm completely addicted to ink samples. They are so much fun. You can have so many colors. You can explore, like, all different, like, properties and, like, different brands. And I feel like that's the best way to get someone really addicted, is if you give them, like, a fountain pen and then you give them, like, 3 ink samples of, like, colors that you know that they like. They'll flip for it. So
awesome. Very cool. And you also brought your journal, too.
Yeah, I brought my journal. I do journal a lot.
Okay.
I started journaling about last year. I read the Miracle Morning book, and then I also read The Artist's Way, and they both talk about the benefits of journaling. So, like, I don't want you to see all my secrets, but like, it's so much fun to journal with fountain pens because there's so many, I don't know if you can see that, but there's so many different, like, colors, and I use my pens a lot.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Because you filled that thing up.
Yeah, I did this. This was like 3 months. I do like the front and the back of each page.
I guess if I thought about it, like if I put all of my thoughts into one journal, I would probably fill it up more frequently.
Yeah.
But I like have a different affliction, which is like I have
Multiple
so many different journals, and I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe I'll try a different journal for each like aspect of my life. Then I'm like, oh, and then I kind of like lose it, and I take notes in another one, and I'm not very organized in that way. So I end up with like 12 different journals with scattered thoughts throughout all of them. My kids, when they go through them when I die, will be like, this guy was a crazy person. Like, we can't get a single thought together. And I'll be like, well, that was kind of my life, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like having, well, I have 2. I have one that I use for taking notes when I read nonfiction books, because part of my Miracle Morning is I do like reading like for at least 10 minutes, if not more. And I have a eyedropper Platinum Preppy with Red Dragon because I love that ink.
Yes.
It's so cool.
It's awesome.
I also love the Hannibal books, and one of them is Red Dragon, so it makes me think of that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I just have 2 journals. This isn't the one I'm using currently because this one's full. So yeah, I love journaling. And if you do a page and then the back of the page every day, you can go through it really quickly. I mean, 90 days is 90 pages. So
if you stick with it every day.
yeah, exactly.
I'm using the some lines a day, and that helps me, because I'm like, all right, that I can commit to every day. Sometimes like it can seem overwhelming to say like, yeah, I'm gonna fill up like 2 pages every single day.
Yeah.
That can be a lot, but I guess especially if you're incorporating it into like your morning routine.
Yeah, exactly. Every single day, like I have to do it. If I don't, I don't think I've maybe skipped 1 day in like in the past year. Yeah.
Mad respect. Like, that's not, super easy to just be like, yep, I'm going to start doing this thing, and I'm going to do it every single day.
Well, the first, month is really hard because you have to wake up, for Miracle Morning, you have to wake up early. But once you get used to that, you get completely addicted to it because you have this special time in the morning to yourself. Like, I do my meditation, I do my journaling, I do my reading, and then I can, start my day feeling like I've accomplished something, which is
really
wonderful.
Cool. And that's before you even, get up and eat breakfast and come to work and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, usually I'm, stumbling out of bed, and I'm like, oh, I'm so groggy. Oh, the kids are waking me up. Okay. So my morning does not feel so miraculous some of the times, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
But mad respect to you. So are there any, challenges or pitfalls that you think, maybe, just 2 or 3 things that you experienced when you first got into the pen world that you want people to be able to avoid?
Mm-hmm. I think definitely don't. I almost did this and I didn't end up doing it, but I really wanted to just get every single nib size and just get all of them, so I had them all. I wanted to catch them all. But eventually I realized I basically only use stubs now, and it would have been such a waste if I had bought a bunch of extra fine, medium, broad, because I don't use them. My favorite pen is my Lamy Racing Green, and it has a 1.1 stub. And I absolutely love it. The color is beautiful. I don't know. This is just my favorite pen. It's so pretty.
I agree. That's a gorgeous pen. And we don't have many more, so...
Sorry.
Past seasonal special edition. Yeah, that's interesting that you had that experience. So, I think it kind of depends on your personality style, too. You're clearly a more organized and methodical person than I am. Me, I was like, let me get one of everything and see. But I did the kind of same thing. I stuck with stubs for a solid year. Yeah. And I was like, this makes my handwriting look better. So I'm going to use this all the time. Recently, though, I'm mixing it up a lot more.
Wow, you're switching it up.
Yeah, I'm using extra fines and fines on a daily basis, but I'm also going heavy broads and stubs.
Yeah.
It depends on the style of writing. So I guess as you figure out your rhythm and how you want to use your pens, you know, but really the thing, I think the message to kind of take this home is there's really no wrong way to start your fountain pen journey.
Yeah.
But there is a right way, which is with gouletpens.com. I'm just kidding. Clearly it's a plug, but no. But thank you, Jen. It's awesome to have you on here. If any of you are going to be on Instagram, say hello to Jen because she's on there every day. And you can leave her comments on YouTube too. She'll check it out on this video. Just, you know, even though she doesn't have anything against YouTube, of course.
No, it's
that's
just
more
not.
Colin's
It's
turf.
not my realm. It's not my zone.
That's
it's
right.
not my kingdom.
But Colin's just on the other side of the little wall there, so you can just
Yeah,
be
he's right by
what's up,
me.
Colin? Yeah, can you respond real quick? Anyway, so thank you so much for being on, Jen.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody leave comments, any questions you have on YouTube. Thank you so much, and right on.